Okay guys, it's step 5. You've accomplished so much up to this point, and now it's time to put everything together in a rewarding poem. We've been exploring poetry. You've researched a poet. You've analyzed 3 of his or her works. You've synthesized all that information and written about it. You've cited sources and researched your poet. And now it's time to kind of breathe and have fun with creative writing. So what you are going to do is take all of your information from your researched information about your poet, about his life, and write a how to be poem. And this is the model you're going to follow. So for stanza 1, you're going to talk about his birth or her birth and early childhood and include these bullets. For stanza 2, you're going to include this poet's midlife through death and include those bullets. And for stanza 3, you're going to give me information on how to write like your poet. Topics that your poet writes about, techniques frequently used, consistent moods, and personal connections influencing writing. So all of this information has been done for you in your graphic organizer. And some hints for success. You're going to start each line with a verb in the present tense. How would I be like your poet? You're not going to use punctuation at the end of each line because it's a poem. Remember, you don't need to have sentence structure, so have fun. And if you want to, you can use end rhyme. Over the years, I've gotten a few great, well-written poems that use end rhyme and have a pattern of rhythm or rhyme scheme, so you can play around with your words as well. What am I talking about? Let me give you guys a model. I love Edgar Allan Poe, so here is one that I've researched. So you can see the format. It is in 3 stanzas, and it says, be born in the stormy winter of 1609 in Boston. Have a mother who was a gifted actress, an alcoholic father who abandoned you at age 3, an older brother who died of the family demon of alcoholism, and a younger sister who disappeared with an aunt never to be seen again. Go to fine boarding schools after being adopted. Feel bitter about your adoption never being formal, which adds fuel to your creative fire. Learn to read and write in Latin and English. Dabble in poetry at the age of 13. Swim the 6-mile stretch of the James River. Box well and run fast. Grow up in the cosmopolitan city of New York. So each of those lines started with a present tense verb, and it gave me a wealth of information about Edgar Allan Poe based on my research. Stanza 2. Accrue massive college debt and join the army underage. Become middle-aged. Leave the army after working your way up the ranks. Attend West Point. Be forced to leave when dad stops paying. Write as an outlet for creativity. Hope that your writing makes you wealthy. It doesn't, and you become more depressed. Write for anyone willing to pay small sums of money. Marry your 13-year-old first cousin. Fight the same addiction demons of alcohol and drugs that killed your father and brother. Suffer the death of your wife. Go missing for a while on a business trip. Become extraordinarily ill of mind and body. On your deathbed in 1849, at 40 years old, deliriously beg, Lord, help my poor soul. Die. Come to the peak of your career after your death. There is his middle life and death. And then the final stanza is how to be like him, write about death, hate, revenge, and the loss of love. And if you guys looked at the first 2 stanzas, you can tell why his poems mimic his life, right? He's a pretty depressed fella. Create the first detective story in 1841. Create the pessimistic mood for your most famous works. Use rhythm, rhyme, repetition, and imagery in most of your poems. Have every negative experience in your life influence your writing. Then you will be Edgar Allan Poe. So using everything you've learned, this is the fun, creative part. You're going to make a how to be poem based on your poet. Okay? Questions, let me know. Have fun, and I will see you soon.